Microsoft Application Virtualization is used to virtualize hundreds of different commercial and internal custom applications. The first step to delivering virtual applications by using AppV is to package or sequence the application. This activity uses the AppV sequencer to create the virtual application package that is later delivered to the user by using AppV Streaming, Configuration Manager, or third-party integration. This screencast shows how to use the sequencer to create the virtual application. The AppV platform is made up of 4 key components: the sequencer, AppV policy, AppV infrastructure for delivery and management of virtual applications, and the AppV client. The combination of these components delivers an enterprise-ready virtual application solution that prevents applications from conflicting, reduces application compatibility testing, eliminates reboots, and enables users to pull the application when they need it rather than IT pushing it to them when they don't want it. The AppV sequencer is the main component we will discuss in this screencast. It is the primary tool that enables an IT pro to get up and running with AppV as it creates the virtual application. In this screencast, I'll demonstrate how IT can create an AppV virtual application by using the sequencer. When sequencing an application, it's important to ensure that the machine or VHD you'll use to sequence your virtual applications is the same as the image deployed to your users. This ensures that the application will be compatible with the underlying operating system and that no unnecessary files or settings will be included in the virtual environment. For our demo, we're going to use the base Windows 7 RTM machine with the sequencer already installed. The first thing I'm going to do is open the AppV sequencer. I'll then choose to create a new package called XML Notepad 2007. I'm going to go through the default wizard without including any advanced options or adding any additional files. Next, I'll follow the wizard steps for monitoring and installing XML Notepad, starting by selecting Begin Monitoring and choosing the installation directory npxml on the Q drive, where I will install XML Notepad. On the Configure Applications Wizard page, I'll select XML Notepad 2007. Once selected, I can create a file association for this application by using XML as the file extension. This tells the system that anytime a file with the application extension XML is launched, it should open using the virtualized version of XML Notepad 2007. Next, I'll select Shortcuts and choose Edit Locations and check Send to Menu option. This enables us to add an icon to the Send to menu, which is initiated when a user right-clicks on a file. I could also place shortcuts on the desktop or the Start menu if desired. Additionally, there is an option for Advanced Shortcut Configuration. This is where third parties could add AppV shortcuts to existing Start menu folders, such as Citrix's Program Neighborhood. Now I need to launch XML Notepad 2007 so that AppV can create the virtual application. I do this by selecting XML Notepad 2007 and choosing Launch. During this step, the IT Pro would initiate the most common tasks and features the user will use. This creates Feature Block 1, which becomes the components required to launch the application. Typically, this is 20 to 40% of the full application, and this is super important because the user no longer needs to wait for the full application to install. AppV is now monitoring the application and determining what needs to be included in the package. AppV uses the Q drive as its default cache location for virtual applications, but this can be configured for a different drive letter. The Q drive allows AppV to enable work offline and disconnected mode, but also identify the installation can occur elsewhere. Monitoring is complete, so we'll go ahead and close XML Notepad. Once closed, the sequencer will complete the creation of the virtual application package. Now that we have a virtual application, let's take a look at some of the additional capabilities of the sequencer. You can see there are a number of tabs which allow IT pros to customize the contents and behavior of the virtual application. On the Properties tab, we can see the file size of the virtual application. The launch size is first launch, and this is what is initially streamed. The small amount is approximately 20 to 40% of the full package. Under the Deployment tab, you see the various streaming protocols that are available via AppV, and these include RTSP, RTSPS, HTTP, HTTPS, and SMB. In addition, this is where I can have the sequencer create an MSI by checking the MSI box. This allows me to integrate the virtual application with a third-party solution or use AppV file streaming. Last, the Files tab gives us an in-depth view of all the files contained in the virtual application package. Now, I'll show you one additional configuration under the Tools menu. I'll select Options and then the General tab, where I'm given the option to allow virtualization of services. Another great capability is the ability to exclude items. This enables you to exclude files or paths on the physical machine from monitoring. The last thing to cover are the files created during the sequencing process. There are three main files. The first is an SFT file. This is the virtual application. It contains all of the files and registry settings for the application. The second is an OSD file. This file contains information about the FTA, the icon paths, the SFT path, and the protocol for streaming. And then last, the SPRJ file is the manifest. The AppV sequencer is a very powerful and easy-to-use tool that enables an IT pro to create a virtual application. In this screencast, I showed you how to create a new virtual application by using the AppV sequencer. I showed you how to create file type associations, shortcuts, and custom configure the package. We also walked through the different files that make up a virtual application package. You now have a virtual application that is ready to be published to your users. We'll show you how to do this in the Publishing a Virtual Application using the AppV Full Infrastructure screencast.